Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, got another deck profile update for you guys. It's on my Salamangreats again. This is basically post-April 2019 ban list. Lady Debug went to 1. I honestly was not expecting that. And honestly, I'm okay with that, honestly. Like, I was always iffy about Lady Debug because she was an easy Ghost Ogre target, which is one of the reasons why I was running Salamangreat Mirror in the main. Even now, I still run it because it's a good extender piece whenever you need it, and it just serves two different purposes. But anyway, I decided to go back, take apart and rebuild my deck entirely, changing my route with it because like the psychic route is not as effective right now due to the fact that, again, Lady Debug's at 1 and so on. It's like it just, a lot of things had to change. So it took a while for me to figure out like what's the best ratios now, especially now that Super Poly is also at 2. Like, do you want to main deck Super Poly? Do you want to side it out? Like, it's just like one of those things that you just got to really work with. And well, I think I might have figured it out, and this seems to work very well for what it is, so let me show you what I got. Alright, so starting off, of course, I'm going to be playing the best card in the entire deck, 3 Gazelle. This dumps everything you need, and since Salamangreats are a deck that basically dumps and recycles, it's just really excellent, so you definitely want to get Gazelle out. And if anytime a Salamangreat card hits the grave, you can special summon this card from your hand, so it's a free summon. I decided to bump my Foxy back up to 3. This is going to be your best normal summon now because it lets you dig through your deck for any Salamangreat card actually. So you definitely want to get your monsters or your spells and traps as quickly as you can. And it also has a graveyard effect, which unfortunately you can't use in the same turn, but it's a good way to get around floodgates. I'm opting to play 2 spinnies like a lot of other people are because I'm starting to follow the opinion that you don't want to see this card too often. It's great discard fodder, especially if you want to trick out your Gazelle, but half the time you mostly want to dump it already before triggering off Gazelle. So like, it's just like one of those things because like, you don't really want to make this your Gazelle target half the time, and half the time you do. So it's like, it's kind of like a 50-50 thing. So, but I think 2 spinnies just fine because it's easy to recycle. Like, once you use it for Mirage Style, you get to keep it. For the one-ofs, playing Foul, which is a free summon anytime any other Salamangreat is summoned. It also locks down spells and traps, which is not once per turn. Got 1 Jack Jaguar, which recycles your Salamangreat cards. 1 Falco, which resets any spell or trap that's Salamangreat, or you can bounce back 1 monster with that Salamangreat back to your hand and special summon this card. So it's a good way to go with Mirror, because Mirror, the reason I like to run Mirror is because it serves 2 purposes. If it's added to your hand, you get to special summon, so it's kind of like Lilybell. If it's already in your hand, it can basically adjust your bricks, like in case you open up with either Jaguar or Falco, which in turn, those 2 cards are your bricks. You can discard them and special summon this card, and if you discard your Falco, for example, use Falco's effect to bounce this back to your hand, you get to resummon it on that same turn. So Mirror is just a really powerful extender, and most people just underestimate it, and it's just a free card for Baylings to use, you know. Next up, 2 copies of Flame Buffalo. I'm pretty sure people are going to start playing this a little bit more. But I think it's really good because it's easy to chain block. When it's sent from field to the grave, you discard 1 Cyber's monster, and you get to draw 2 cards. So just more ways to dig through your deck. And 1 Lady Debug. If you open up with it, great. Just make sure you always search out that mirror because again, it's an easy Ghost Ogre target. And if your opponent happens to have Ghost Ogre in his hand, he's gonna pop that thing, like just like that. And if you're lucky, then and he doesn't like hit you at all, doesn't try to disrupt you, then you can search out your Gazelle afterwards. But generally, yeah, I always like to search out Mirror for that one. Alright, so for hand interrupts, playing 9 in total. Still playing my 3 Ash, my 3 Ghost Ogres, which is still going to be very good in this format. Even though Summon Sorcerers is banned, I think Ghost Ogre is still going to be one of the better hand traps, especially against Endymion Pendulum, because Electromite is at 1. It's still at 1, rather. And plus, you want to hit their scales, especially, not Magister, Servant of Endymion, so I think Ghost Ogre is just a really good way to stop that deck. Next, 3 copies of Valor. I don't have Impermanent, so I'm just going with a much more budget option, so Valor's just as good in my opinion. And that's pretty much it for the monsters. Alright, so moving on to spells. Playing 3 Called by the Grave. It's a pretty necessary staple. 3 Salamangreat Circle. I mean, who doesn't want to play 3 Rhoda? 1 Salamangreat Sanctuary. It's easy to protect, so you only ever need to run the 1. 1 Will, which is just an extender, and you can always dump that with Gazelle, so it's pretty easy to find. 1 Fusion of Fire. It's a pseudo Super Poly that's searchable through Salamangreat cards. Foolish Burial. And of course, main decking 2 copies of Super Poly, which I think is going to be very impactful, especially against mirror matches. Super Poly will definitely come into clutch whenever you need it. But of course, if you happen to open up with like a Fusion of Fire and Super Poly, I do have a way to kind of adjust that. I am going to main deck 2 Twin Twisters because back row decks like Guru Control and Ultra guys are definitely going to make a much... They're definitely going to have another rise up because now that they're not as oppressed as they were before. Sky Strikers will still be one of the most powerful decks, but it's just going to be like... You definitely want to try to get rid of their multi-rolls and as much of their back rows as you can. So I think Twin Twisters in the main might be the smartest thing to do. And plus, you can always discard Fusion of Fire, which, again, it's easy to recycle with Falco. So I think this is correct. And for the only 2 traps, I'm playing 1 Roar, which I wanted to run 2 again, but again, it's easy to dump, it's easy to recycle, and plus, it's kind of a brick because you need a Link Monster to use it. And then 1 Rage, which... If you have a Link monster that was linked with itself, you can pop up to any number of cards equal to that monster's total Link rating, so that's why I'm only running the 2 traps. Alright, so for my extra deck, I'm now playing my Bailings back at 3 again, so figured why not, since, you know, I'm not going the Psychic route, I'm not playing Cyber's Quantum Dragon anymore, so I figured I'd just go with this. So 3 Bailings for protection, 3 Sunlight Wolf for recursion, 2 Heat Leo, which enables my OTK combos, so yeah. I'm playing 1 Hita still. Hita is still really good, even though Kagari's at 1, which usually against Sky Strikers you want to bring out Hita to get that Kagari. It's not going to be a big deal. This is still really good in the mirror match, so I think Hita will definitely come in handy when it needs to. 1 Nightmare Phoenix, Update Jammer, and Borlo Dragon, and that's pretty much it for my links. For my Xyz, playing 1 Mirage Stalio. You definitely want to get out your Salamangreat cards as quickly as you can onto the field. And plus, this card can basically bounce back one of your opponent's monsters if it's used for link material. 1 Abyss Dweller, and then lastly 1 Violet Chimera. Alright, for the side deck, playing 3 copies of Sphere Mode still. I think Sphere Mode will definitely be one of the best side cards, especially against like Danger Thunder, Endymion Pendulum, because they can build their board with so many negates, and you want to try to get rid of those negates as quickly as you can. 3 Dino Wrestler Pankratops. I mean, it's still like, if not the best side card right now because it's a free monster, it's a free body, free disruption, so yeah. 2 Lancia though, because I really don't feel like you need it as much. It's really only good against the Danger Thunder matchup. Maybe Subterror too, if they end up going second, so yeah. And then 1 copy of Starving Venom Fusion Dragon as another Super Poly target, and most people often forget that you can side out extra deck cards as well, so I think Starving Venom is probably going to be the best target for Super Poly. So this is just for dark decks in general, not just for Danger Thunder. 3 Evenly Matched. It's good against Draco, or any deck that just, fills up their boards with so many back row, or just, yeah, it's just like you don't want them to, like, overwhelm you, And then lastly, 3 Red Reboot for any trap-based deck like Ultra Guys, Subterror, Draco, even Trickstar, which Trickstars are starting to amp up their trap options, so definitely want to use that against them, so yeah. Well, anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I will catch you guys again next time.